So, funny man Jimmy Kimmel, we love him right here on ABC, of course, every night, Jimmy Kimmel Live. And he had a really emotional monologue last night talking about his baby who was born with a heart problem. And he used his platform to reach out, to tell people what was going on, and then hopefully to raise awareness too. But we have to share that moment with you, so take a listen.
He was born with a heart disease. Something called tetralogy of Fallot with pulmonary atresia. It's hard to explain. Basically, the pulmonary valve was completely blocked, and he has a hole in the wall between the left and right sides of his heart. And then they brought my wife in.
You hear the quivering in his voice. It just makes me have chills. But his little son, Billy, as you heard, was born with that heart defect, and he thanked the doctors. He thanked the family and friends who stood by his side and his family's side, and he is going to be on paternity leave for the rest of the week. So if you are a big fan of him right here, Monday through Friday, that's where he will be. But seeing, I think, a comedian and somebody who is always in the public eye for being so funny, it was more emotional for me watching that the first time this morning, because you're just not used to seeing him that way. And Megan, you said he was really doing it to help raise awareness too.
I sat through the whole 13-minute monologue, and that's how intrigued it was. I mean, to stay tuned to something for 13 minutes, of course, online these days, it's like impossible, but that's beside the point. The point here is that Jimmy did use his platform for 13 minutes to shine light on the fact that we, as just human beings, shouldn't be put in positions if we can't afford healthcare. And this is him, getting slightly political, because he was at the Children's Hospital, Cedars-Sinai, and he said that whole department where they take care of the children, it was so sad to him that there were people there were parents there who weren't able to make the decision of, yes, help my child, because they aren't insured. These kids aren't insured. And for him, he was like, here, my wife and I, who I believe is a writer on the show.
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Right?
Head writer. Okay, head writer. I thought I'd heard that a while ago. They obviously have the money and the means to take advantage of opportunities to heal their son, put him into surgery right away when he has this heart condition hours after being born. But Jimmy was really, this is where he kept getting even more choked up, because he was just like, what is it with us looking at people and say, oh, because you don't have the money or the means to get your kid cured, that you have to sit there and watch your child die, essentially? Like, he was just heartbroken over that. So he encouraged everyone to donate to the Children's Hospital, to Cedars-Sinai, and he was just so thankful that Billy is a survivor, and Billy's okay, and he's going to have 2 other surgeries in life. One in a couple of years, in 6 months. Okay, one in 6 months, and the other when he becomes a teenager. So this is when he said, my child has a heart condition. It was just so heartbreaking, because you think, these conditions, they don't discriminate. They can happen to any of us, no matter how much money you have or do not have. And it's important to give back and to help save these kids.
And we know that this is happening every single day.
Every single day.
And celebrities are just in a unique position to have the opportunity to have the spotlight on them every once in a while. So hopefully people see this and continue to know that everyone's case matters.
This is bigger than Jimmy.
It's not just because it's Jimmy Kimmel we're talking about it, but it did spark that conversation about the fact that, just kids everywhere are going through this, and healthcare and politics and all that aside, I think it's just important to remember, when you can give, to give.
Yeah,
it's an important message.
And Jimmy did a good job of humanizing it in the sense that, yes, he's a celebrity, but let's keep in mind, just because you see somebody on TV doesn't mean they have the money as well. So Jimmy does have the means. He's the host of a late night talk show, very successful. But again, some actors, entertainers, comedians,
you think they're making the dough.
You think they're really out here making money, and they're not. So I think I like that human aspect of it, because he put a different spotlight on it. Because just because, like I said, just because you see somebody on TV does not mean that they have the money that you think they have, and they can afford this if it were to happen to them.
Great point. Great point.
So yes, Billy is a survivor this morning, but if you know someone who is in that kind of situation, we'd love to hear their story. Because if even this is a local thing, it's like what's happening in those hospitals behind those doors and behind those walls that we don't even see happening every single day.
And we're big advocates here of the UC Davis Children's Hospital too, and we always do a big telethon every year, because we get to meet some of these incredible kids that come out of these facilities stronger, sometimes 100% better, because of the great care of the staff and all the medical advancements. And so, give when you can. Our message this morning.